It's a first look at the Blue Life Pro, a new device from Blue, a new member of the Life series, and a device that, hey, we're getting our hands on for the very first time. It's a pre-production unit. So special thanks to Blue for hooking us up with a unit that we can show to you on camera before you can get your hands on it in retail stores or online retail stores, I should say. The Blue Life Pro, to give you a spec rundown here, it's running a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core CPU, 1 gigabyte of RAM, 16 gigabytes of internal storage. Got a nice back here that appears to be metal, at least up here at the top. Maybe it's just hard plastic. I can't quite tell. Seems like metal right there, and then plastic on the top and on the bottom. 12 megapixel camera, 5-inch 720p HD display with 293 PPI total. You got HSPA plus 42 megabits per second capabilities. You got Android 4.2 Jelly Bean here, weighing in at about 165 grams and coming in thin-wise at 6.98 millimeters thin. So a very thin device. The camera bulges out ever so slightly, but nothing too crazy. And of course, the front-facing camera is here as well, and it's 5 megapixels and shoots video at 1080p. So Android 4.2 running here. You get your capacitive buttons down here at the bottom, home, back, and then menu here over on the left side. So a couple of different options there. On the right side, you've got your SIM card slot rather. On this side, you've got power button, volume rocker. Up top, you've got a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, micro USB charging port, and nothing down at the bottom. So really a svelte, good looking device. And yes, it doesn't have 2 gigabytes of RAM. And yes, it doesn't have 32 gigabytes of internal storage, but the real win here for consumers, the price point. So perhaps you're looking at a prepaid plan for you or a loved one, or maybe you dropped your phone and you don't want to spend $700 at a retail store for it. Blue's got some great options for you where they pack reasonable specs like a quad-core CPU at a really nice price point. So you can obviously see Android 4.2 running here, and Blue has made some minor customizations. You see it in messages, for example, where when I go in here, I've got this little emoticon option over here, a little bit of a customization there, and of course just swiping through in menu, we'll go into settings, for example, and you can see a couple of different Blue tweaks here in the menu. One of my favorites, rather, display. We'll go in here and we'll go to theme. I can change the theme around, change it from default to mint, which green is my favorite color. How convenient. And I'll go back and you can see the color themes on the overall device are green. Also a great selection of wallpapers on this device. We'll go into gallery here just to take a quick look, and you can see Blue wallpaper, a bunch of different options to really highlight that 5-inch 720p HD display. So I was going through these earlier. I actually sent quite a few of these to my phone because I wanted to have these wallpapers as options. But you can see how it looks here. I can crop this picture and we'll set it real time as our wallpaper. So for example, that, crop it up, and boom, with quad-core processor, 1 gigabyte of RAM, it seems to run relatively quickly here. Boom, it is set up and ready to rock and roll. Now down here in the applications area, very similar to what you would see on a stock device or a vanilla Android 4.2 device with the menu button in the middle, some shortcuts over on the sides, and of course your notification bar here with Wi-Fi networks available. We can get rid of that, and then the option up top to switch between some of the quick access buttons and then settings up here at the very top, and you can see that mint color scheme applied there with Wi-Fi, which will turn off. And then of course storage. Let's take a look and see how much is available out of the box. Total storage space available, you've got about 9.38 gigabytes on the phone storage, and then over here on internal storage about 3.66 gigabytes. A total about 12 gigabytes of available storage of that 16 gigabytes that comes on the device out of the box. So 5-inch display here, a great nice middle ground for a lot of different people. Maybe you don't want that 5.7-inch display or the 6-inch display or the 5.9-inch display, but the iPhone's just a little bit too small for you. This could be a great unit for you for content consumption, browsing, typing, doing things like that. Still very pocketable, can fit your hand pretty easily around it, but gives a nice enough screen where you can have some of that content consumption opportunity and still rock and roll. So you can see the mint color theme here in the phone contact area as well, or the phone dialer area I should say as well, and you can see here some Blue customizations. This is not vanilla Android, at least the look and feel is not very vanilla Android. You've got the green color scheme, obviously, video call capabilities, you've got the ability to hide the number keypad if you want to, and then of course dialing a number pretty quick and pretty easy as you would expect. Also over here, a Blue customization, you see you can switch and customize it between and select, I should say, missed calls, dialed calls, or all calls, and filter based on that. So you can see some contacts here as well, a combination of my favorites, and then of course some phone numbers there, some test phone numbers that are a combination of demo phone numbers I've used and actual numbers on the device itself. So let's take a look here at the camera as well. 12 megapixel camera, just giving you a quick overview of the way the camera looks. We'll go into this and let it get through its little thing here. Yes, I know. Go ahead and back out of that. And then of course you can see here, and I'll just snap a quick shot of, let's say for example, my CNN mug over here on the desk. So bear with me. And we'll snap that. and there it is. So wanted to snap something off the table so you could take a look here. CNN mug right here in its entirety, and you can see the logo looks pretty good. You can see my keys over there on the side as well. So 12 megapixel shooter works relatively well over here, and then you've got stuff like the ability to do HDR, the ability to do panorama shots, and more, including the ability to jump into video mode. And if you want full settings, you can come in here and change anti-flicker, white balance, shutter delays, and more to really make it your own. So a lot of different options. We'll have full coverage of this when we get an actual production unit in the office, but I wanted to stop in and give you a quick look of the Blue Life Pro, their newest device in the series. Excited to get this in the office. Thanks again to Blue for hooking us up with a pre-production unit. Take a look at this if you're looking for a device that's thin, that's light, perhaps as a replacement to your other device, or maybe just an all-around inexpensive device with some great specifications. It's definitely worth taking a look at. I'm on Twitter at PhoneDog_Aaron. Would love to hear what you think about Blue and some of these other startups, or some of these other, comparatively speaking, small organizations like Blue, like Oppo, and all of these others in the space in comparison to, let's say, an Apple or an HTC or a Samsung. Let me know on Twitter at PhoneDog_Aaron, Facebook, Facebook.com/HiAaronBaker. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.